The mindset of scarcity. Why do most people stay broke? Not because they're not smart, not because they lack potential, not because they weren't born into wealth. They stay broke because they believe in limits more than they believe in possibility. They stay broke because they think like consumers instead of creators. They wait for permission. They wait for luck. They wait for someone else to see their worth. But money doesn't wait. Success doesn't wait. Opportunity doesn't ring the doorbell and ask if you're finally ready. It moves fast. It rewards the bold. And yet, most people hesitate. Most people shrink. Most people run a race in their mind that they've already lost before the first step. The consumer versus creator. This isn't about money. It's about mindset. Broke is a bank account. Broken is a belief system. And that belief system, the one that says, I can't, I'm not enough, I'll never make it, that is the prison. The bars are invisible, but they're real, built from childhood scripts, reinforced by culture, tightened by fear. And the only way out? You must choose to unlearn, to deprogram, to rebuild the way you think. You've been trained to trade time for money, to follow rules written by people who don't live by them, to study hard, work harder, and pray the ladder doesn't collapse before you reach the top. Trading time for money. But wealth was never built on hours. It was built on value, on vision, on solving problems at scale, on betting on yourself when no one else would. So if you're tired of being stuck, if you're ready to break the cycle, it starts here, with brutal honesty. Look at your habits, look at your thoughts, look at what you do with your free time, your paycheck, your weekends. Are you building or escaping? Are you planting or consuming? Because wealth is built in the invisible, in the hours when no one is watching, in the nights when you learn instead of scroll, in the days when you invest instead of spend. Radical self-honesty. Broke people seek comfort. Wealthy minds seek growth. Broke people ask, can I afford this? Wealth builders ask, how can I afford this? Broke people see price tags. Wealthy minds see possibilities. The truth is, most people stay broke because broke is familiar. It's safe. It's what they know. And the unknown, the risk, the failure, the judgment, is scarier than being stuck. So they justify. They mock those who try. They call ambition greed. They say wealth is evil. The wealth builders discipline. But deep down, they crave more. They feel the hunger. They see the dream and bury it beneath excuses. Because chasing that dream, it requires change. And change costs comfort. It costs ego. It costs the illusion of control. But what they don't see is that staying broke has a cost too. It costs time with your family. It costs freedom. It costs potential. It costs you. There is no neutral. You're either building wealth or you're building regret. You were not born to clock in, clock out, and count the years until you retire. You were born to build, to create, to live with intention. The cost of staying broke, but that doesn't happen by accident. That happens through discipline, through strategy, through mindset. Most people lose before they start because they never develop the financial mindset of a builder. They spend what they earn. They fear investing. They worship stability. But stability is a myth. The only real security is your skill, your discipline, and your belief in your ability to adapt. Burn the excuses. So if you want to break the cycle, you have to become obsessed with value creation. Not comfort, not aesthetics, value. You need to become the person who reads what others ignore, learns what others fear, builds what others mock. That's how wealth is made. That's how cycles are broken. And you must understand this. Money amplifies who you already are. If you're undisciplined, it will expose you. If you're wise, it will empower you. If you're afraid, it will paralyze you. If you're bold, it will multiply you. The investor's mind. So don't chase money. Chase growth. Chase usefulness. Chase truth. Because if you become the kind of person who solves problems with discipline, creativity, and belief, money will chase you. But that transformation from scarcity to abundance begins with radical accountability. No more blaming your boss. No more blaming the government. No more blaming your past. That mindset is the chain. And you hold the key. Rewriting the script. You don't need permission. You need a plan. You don't need more luck. You need more leverage. You don't need comfort. You need clarity. Because clarity creates focus. Focus creates momentum. Momentum creates action. And consistent action creates freedom. Freedom is not won in one decision. It is built, one belief at a time. So ask yourself, am I owning my life or outsourcing it? Am I investing in my growth or renting my future? Am I building wealth or waiting to be rescued? The breakthrough moment. Most people stay broke because they never stop asking for permission to change. Stop asking. Start deciding. This is your moment. Not tomorrow, not next year, now. Because every second you wait, the cost increases. Not just in dollars, but in who you could have become.